What starts out as what seems like a simple bank heist can quickly spiral into something so much darker. A tale of addiction, betrayal, and a really deadly double-cross. Today we're going to break down a CID case that really proves the most dangerous lies, well, they're the ones we tell ourselves.
Okay, so this whole story starts with a number, 80 lakh rupees. That is the amount of cash stolen in a brazen, daylight bank robbery. It left one person dead and a team of investigators with a seriously chaotic crime scene on their hands. But this case is about so much more than just stolen money. It's this tangled web of deception where the line between who's the victim and who's the villain gets, well, it gets incredibly blurry. The real crime here wasn't just robbery, it was this dark, all-consuming greed. So let's start where the investigators did, at the crime scene. But you gotta understand, while the robbery is where our story begins, the real plot was set in motion long before the first shot was ever fired. So, investigators arrive, and what they find is a scene of calculated, almost surgical brutality. The manager, a guy named Rahul, he's dead. The robber and the getaway car, they're virtually untraceable. I mean, at first glance, it looks like a total dead end. But then, they notice something strange in the dirt. A single, crucial little detail in a set of tire tracks.
And that small detail, those tire tracks, becomes the very first thread for investigators to pull on. You see, the first real clue wasn't a face, it wasn't a fingerprint, it was just the marks left behind in the dirt.
And with that, the investigation just kicks into high gear. The mismatched tires, right, 3 new ones and 1 old one, that leads them to a specific brand, logo. From there, they pinpoint the only independent seller nearby. And the shop owner? He gives them the breakthrough they desperately need. He remembers a woman recently bought exactly 3 tires and, get this, paid by credit card.
And just like that, boom, they have a name, Mehak. That credit card transaction gives them a direct link to the owner of the getaway car. You think the case is just about to break wide open.
But when investigators track down Mehak's family, this is where the case takes a completely unexpected and, frankly, tragic turn. This isn't just a robbery case anymore. So it turns out Mehak isn't a suspect. Not at all. According to her terrified parents, she's a victim. They reveal that their daughter was abducted a full month before the bank was ever robbed, and they were just too scared to go to the police. And the story they tell it's just bizarre. So Mehak was kidnapped, but her abductors never asked for a ransom. Nope. Their only contact was sending a ring stained with her blood, just to terrorize the family into silence. Her car has been missing the whole time, and the last person to speak with her? Her fiancé, Satish, after some minor argument.
I mean, this completely changes everything for the investigation. All of a sudden, the CID is dealing with 2 mysteries that are somehow tangled together. Was Mehak's car just stolen by some random bank robber? Or is her kidnapping somehow the key to understanding why that bank manager was killed?
So as the kidnapping trail starts to go cold, another one just heats right up, all thanks to the serial numbers on those stolen banknotes. You know what they say? The money always leaves a trail.
And then, a break. A man is caught paying a hotel bill with cash, and the serial numbers are a match. They're from the robbery. It's the first real, tangible piece of evidence to appear since the crime itself.
Under questioning, he confesses the money isn't really his. He won it. He says he's part of an illegal cricket betting ring, and that cash was his payout for a winning bet.
So when the CID raids the betting den, the bookies reveal who it was that placed the losing bet, the person who owed them all that cash. And you are not going to believe this. It was the murdered bank manager himself, Rahul.
This just blows the whole investigation wide open. Rahul wasn't the victim, he was the mastermind. A search of his things uncovers a diary with the entire robbery scripted out down to the last word. Turns out he was deep in debt to illegal bookies and planned the whole heist to pay them off, only to be double-crossed and killed by his own accomplice.
Okay, so with Rahul now implicated as the inside man, the detectives have a brand new mission: find his partner. So they go back and they re-examine every single piece of evidence, starting with that strange kidnapping video Mehak's parents had received. On the video's audio, they managed to isolate the distinct cry of vultures, which points them towards a butcher shop. Then, a tiny detail, a testy snacks wrapper on the floor, leads them to a delivery boy who remembers taking an order to a ruined building, right next to that same butcher shop. And just like that, they found the hideout. And what they find at that hideout leads them to the shocking truth. This conspiracy wasn't between Rahul and some random criminal.
No, it was this unholy alliance between two people hiding in plain sight. Satish, Mehak's supposedly distraught fiancé, and Kanchan, Rahul's own sister-in-law.
So here's the true, cold-blooded conspiracy. Satish and Kanchan, both gambling addicts, they met Rahul at a betting den, and they all planned the robbery together. But when Mehak overheard the plan, Satish murdered his own fiancé just to silence her. Then, during the heist, Kanchan killed her own brother-in-law, Rahul, out of pure greed. And their ultimate goal? To turn that stolen money into 8 crore rupees through even more betting.
This case started as a bank robbery, but it ended as this chilling story of how a hidden addiction can spiral into a complex web of lies, betrayal, and murder. It just exposes the terrifying depths of greed, and it really leaves you wondering, when the prize is big enough, what is a human life really worth?